So, let me check if it's finally working, and then we'll get to the actual stream. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, is it working? Should be working. Let me quickly see. Just 1 second, I'm checking if it's working properly. You'll hear me. Yes, you can. Okay, there we go. Finally got it to work properly. Welcome everyone to the first round of F1WL for Tier 3 here at Abu Dhabi, the US Marina circuit, as we are currently on an 80-minute long qualifying session, and we should be all good in terms of the stream working. Yeah, it's Luigi commentating. I have commentated in last week's preseason testing alongside Matt Copper. Now I'm alone for today's race, and as we wait for qualifying to come to an end and start giving an overview of everyone's lap times, let's have an overview also of the sponsors for Season 8 of F1WL. Of course, David Racing providing a £5 Amazon gift card to the winners of Tier 2 and Tier 3. F1WL, of course, the community side of this league. So if you want to join that, we should have the invite link in the Twitch about section, this channel's about section. Grip Finder, who basically is sort of, you know, a hub where you can find some pretty good leagues to join. They will be providing an Automobilist F1 print to the winners of all 3 tiers. Superfun Racing, which creates F1 merchandise and collectibles, and they will be providing an F1 23 season calendar to the winners of Tier 1 and Tier 2. High caliber apparel that's offered by league racer in this league, that's High Caliber, and they will be providing hold on, that's a lost connection on PC. I guess it's better to view the sponsors on phone. My connection is not that stable, apparently. There's been quite a decline in internet connection, so yeah. So, as I was saying, high caliber apparel, they will provide a poster, Cancer Champions poster for the winner of Tier 1 and 2. Next Level Racing, of course, our main sponsor for this season. They will be providing an FGT carpet to the winner of Tier 1 and Tier 2, and a giveaway to the drivers who complete at least 75% of the season. 75% actually of races across the season. Pit stop prizes, as they will provide a £10 voucher to P2 of all tiers. Lagara Motorsports, they will be providing a t-shirt of choice to the winners of all 3 tiers. Formula Rings, they will be providing a 50% voucher to the P3 of all tiers, and Racetracks Art, a custom trophy to the winner of all 3 tiers. That's what they will be providing. RCS GFX, which is basically the graphics designer for Season 8, and 60 Iconic, a company which provides canvas, F1 canvas art, and they will be kindly providing a canvas to the winner of Tier 1 this season. Quite a lot of sponsors, that is. As we also have Reaction Time F1 podcast from Big Homie, who will be kindly providing as well a $25 Xbox gift card to the winner of Tier 1. Mopush USA, a pair of gloves for the winner of each tier, 60% off code for the P2 and P3 of each tier, and also 50% server-wide discount code. Formula Prints, a phone case of their choice for the winner of Tier 1 and Tier 2. So, as I was saying, quite a lot of sponsors to go through. So, I would say we'll have quite a fun season to go ahead. Jake Bingham, no, he's not racing. He said he had some issues, so don't think he is. Also, qualifying is about to come to an end, and as it does so, let's review the current lineups we have today. So we have 1 minute and a half to do that. So we have Jimmy and Bilakers in the Aston Martins. Jimmy currently with a provisional pole position number 123.760. Dan Super, the only driver for McLaren today. Brandon and Lewis. Lewis, who retired. Brandon, who's still here in P3 in the AlphaTauri Hilsey. And no one else for Haas. He's the only driver for Haas. Hugo. And no one else it seems. So we have Dan Super, Lindsay, Hugo, the only drivers for McLaren, Haas and Red Bull respectively. Then we have Kyle and Siberia, Kyle actually, and Real Pixel in the William cars, Apollo and David in the Ferrari cars, Mikhail and Estina Cree in the Mercedes, Monkey and Danny Boy in the Alfa Romeo, and Siberian Supercars in the Alpine. That's 30 seconds remaining in this session. We're gonna go and see who's gonna be the last one to cross the line, and that will be Estina Cree. He comes around sector 3 now. The last couple of corners. Sorry if the stream started this late, but Twitch made it a bit harder to start a stream now. So, Estina Cree comes round the line to take P11, and behind him we have Danny Boy, who crossed the line, gets P12, 125.530, as we have Dan Super next, who invalidated. Next up is Real Pixel, as Ilse retires from the session, retires on track in the main straight of Sector 2. Real Pixel almost bins it at last corner, gets a doesn't improve on his time, still sets a 126, still 126.321, places him 15th at the moment. David pits. Jimmy is around the final corner to improve his time probably. Yes, he does. He improves his time and sets a 123.496. That keeps him in the pole position right now. Hugo comes round the line, doesn't improve, still stays 6th. Next is Apollo, who's probably aborted that time. And that's your qualifying and your starting grid for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Remember that we have Tier 2 also at 8 PM today, so basically do not log off after this race ends. And if there's time, I may as well host some interviews. I just didn't, probably in a voice channel. Only first time though. Because why not? Having some interviews would be cool. But no, we don't do that as much. So we have Apollo who's currently getting into the garage, and then we'll go on with the race. Will be 29 laps long, and we have quite some good strategies to you know, see whatever each driver will do. So that's your result and your starting grid for today's Grand Prix. So Jimmy then claims the pole position with a 123.496. Following behind we have Dan Super in second, Brandon in third, Hills in fourth, Apollo in fifth, Hugo in sixth, Kyle in seventh, David in eighth, Mikhail in ninth, followed by Big Lucas in 10th. That's your top 10. And outside the top 10 we have Astina Cree, Danny Boy, Monkey D. Brand, Lewis, Real Pixel, Siberia and Supercars, rounding out the 17 spots we have in today's grid. So quite a good amount of drivers, not gonna lie. So what are your predictions for today's race? We saw that yesterday in Tier 1. It was quite a good race. So there was some good strategies. No safety cars at all as well. So yeah, if I remember correctly, there were no safety cars on the list. There may have been one, but near the end there were none. So yeah, I guess that was a good race. We're gonna see how this one now goes today. So, do you have any predictions to make regarding who you think will win? Jimmy gonna spin. Oh well. Guess we're off to a great start then, if that's the predictions for today's Grand Prix. We're gonna see. I'm quite sure that lap 1 is usually always chaotic. I do not know for sure how this one is gonna go. Last week's gone pretty well, I would say. So here we go. Formation lap it is, and then 29 laps of racing around Abu Dhabi. Jimmy not having the best of connections, not gonna lie, but not as bad as he used to be for sure. Hopefully it isn't that much of a problem as he is leading, and then Super won't wait if he wants to attack. But anyway, rounding out your grid once again to see also whatever tire everyone's starting on. We have most of the grid starting on mediums, so Jimmy, Dan Super, Brandon, Hilsey starting on mediums, Apollo on hards. So no one starting on softs, and that makes sense. Hugo, Kyle, David, Mikhail, Billakas and Estian Crete on mediums. Then Danny Boy, Monkey D. Brand, teammates on the same strategy I see, on hards. Lewis on mediums, Real Pixel and Siberia on hards, and Supercars on mediums. Could be quite an interesting race as there's more people on mediums than on hards, and that's quite impressive, not gonna lie. I would have expected more to start on hards. So we're gonna see how this unfolds then, because the mediums wear out faster than the hards, of course. So gonna see if there's an early safety car also. It's gonna ruin the strategies for those on hards, I believe. Yeah. We're gonna see anyway. As they come through the last corner to form on the grid once again, as we have the predicted pit stop strategy right now showing on screen. Predicted lap, pit lap is lap 12 to lap 16, so yeah, they have quite enough time to think what to do, and also to see whatever will happen in this race, as there will be quite some interesting 29 laps to cover. As there was a Ferrari just not caring. What the hell is going on? That's nice, not gonna lie. So, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. In this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for Tier 3. Brandon gets a drive-through penalty, but it's lights out and away we go as Dan Super gets a good start trying to attack Jimmy at turn 1. Jimmy is ghosted, so he gets past the Ascent Mountain driver as Brandon tries to go side by side with Dan Super at the back. We have some contacts involving Lewis and Supercars. That's the war start they could have hoped for round 1, but it's not the end of this race yet. There's still 29 laps to go. As we have some more battles at the top, Brandon and Dan Super going side by side in the second DRS straight, let's say, actually the first one, but the second straight. And this track as Hugo is getting attacked now by Jimmy, who's ghosted for some reason, and Kyle just getting past. Oh, quite a big send them for Apollo. I don't know what's going on, just that Ferrari's lagging heavily right now. I don't know if you saw that. Jimmy apparently, I don't know, probably disconnected. If someone can invite him, probably will have to do that. I will do that in a moment as Dan Super spins on the inside of this famous hairpin. I can't remember the corner number, but we all know that if you take it too much on the inside, you will tend to spin. It's probably scientifically proven. But yeah. Off this start, nothing else happened apart from David lagging heavily. He's lagging more than Jimmy here. What's going on with his Wi-Fi? He'll see. 132.947. That's the provisional lap, fastest lap time. As Siberia spins once again in sector 3, and he's got disqualified from the session for going the wrong way. That's your first disqualification for today's race. Quite weird as well. That's the first time I see someone getting disqualified at the first lap like that. But it is what it is. That's the game, I guess. The EIS gets enabled next lap. For now, it's all down to EIS usage. And Brandon currently doing a great job with 56% EIS. As you can see from the telemetry. He'll see though has more, trying to stay behind him as he knows that once the EIS gets enabled, it's gonna have quite a good boost to get away from Hugo. David still trying to fight despite the connection issues he's having. Still managing to do quite a good job, though it may be distracting for the other drivers. As we have Astina Free and Mikkel both on both to each other, trying to get ahead of those two Ferraris. But I think each driver is thinking right now how they can possibly overtake David and not getting taken out at the same time, because you know it's not that easy to understand. But yeah, then Super meanwhile someone spun ahead, let's see if I saw correctly. Then Super meanwhile getting past the Alfa Romeo of Danny Boy as the IS gets enabled right now. So they will be able to use it as soon as they cross the DRS detection zone. Let me try and send an invite out to Jimmy now that the packs calm down a bit. Alright. Lewis spun once again as we have more yellow flags in sector 1. But right now the focus is on the top of the pack which all has DRS. The only thing is Hilsey missed on the DRS right now, and he's basically 1.7 behind Brandon, which means Hugo now has all the time he probably asking for. I mean, unless Hilsey gets below a second, he's probably gonna be able to get DRS, but otherwise it's down to Hugo whether he can get him or not. As Jimmy is back in his car, then his AIC managed to do a pretty good job. Lewis spun again, he's about to get lapped as well. Brandon is not that far away as Destin Cree goes a bit wide there, and he's about to get overtaken by his academy mate. Jimmy thinks twice, Brandon pits. That's quite an early pit stop, not gonna lie. Gives the first place to Hilsey. May have got damaged. Lewis retires on track. Yes, retires on track. Brendan Pitfun. What? Oh. Oh, right, he had a drive-through. I just forgot about that. It just didn't show the penalty, so that's why I forgot. Didn't show the he had a penalty. So yeah, Brendan had to serve a drive-through, and he's now in 13th. So that's Hilsey leading for the time being. Kyle in 3rd right now, trying to get past Hugo as soon as he can. Mikkel not doing a bad job either, with Aston Cree getting the place on David as he's ghosted as well. David now getting the DRS on Aston Cree. He's trying his best right now. I cannot tell whether he disconnected or not. I did on PC, but that's a known fact. Monkey D. Brand got passed by Den Super right now as he's trying to get back to where he started after he spent. Meanwhile, Supercar's got 3 seconds for track limits. Gonna quickly also open the chat on phone since it seems like I can view it on PC because it just Wi-Fi issues. Den Super 3 seconds of track limits. That's the second driver today to gain 3 seconds. And it looks like the packs come down a bit, but still everyone's close to each other. So yeah. As Danny Boy now retires from the session, retires on track, so no DNFs, no proper DNFs due to terminal damage yet. Bill Lecker's going on Den Super now, as Den Super's just trying his best to get up there, but it's not really helpful when you have full lap or mediums. The mediums are trying, basically getting war now as they go side by side through this tight section of Sector 2, end of Sector 2, start of Sector 3. As Billakus has the eyes on Den Super once again. He does not have enough speed to get the overtake done once again. Mikkel catching up on Apollo as he's being gapped by Kyle right now, who's trying his best to get that P2 and then possibly going to overtake the Haas ahead, who's doing quite a good job there. Also, I've opened the chat, by the way, so if you have anything to say, you probably I'll be reading your comments. I don't know if it loads, but if it will load, but yeah, as soon as it loads, I will have the chat showing on phone. Anyway, Jimmy still disconnected, it seems. Sorry for the interruptions, but yeah. If David is listening to the stream here, you can join off my profile. Just ask for an invite there on Xbox. As basically the two AIs probably are fighting for the 7th place right now, with Dan Super catching up behind. And there's quite a big train right now. Top 5 are all close to each other. This is probably what is going to be. There's going to be lots of action, I think, when pit stops are going to be started by those drivers. Because look at them, they're all close to each other. Anyone could try and pull out a move here, and it would start a chaotic reaction chain reaction. Well then, Super on David Darsfids. David, currently disconnected probably. I cannot invite him because I don't have him added as a in-game, but on Xbox I do. Although I would have to search for them. So if they need an invite, tell them to basically ask for one, send me a message on Xbox, and I will invite them from there. Right now, the focus is all on the top 5, whether anyone can make a move here. As Brandon there spins. Brandon spins, gets passed by Monkey now. That's not quite good, not gonna lie. Hugo going on the outside line there on Hilsey, as Kyle tries to get in the fight there with the for P2, collides with Hugo in the meantime. Mikkel also trying to have a go at Apollo to get the top 4. Apollo also has the IS though, so that doesn't help at all. I do have David at the top of my list. Wait, hold on. I swear. Are you sure? Because I don't see them. The reason is, if they disconnect from the game, because I cannot just press, I cannot just check their profile from there, so yeah. Also supercars now, DNF. Probably think that was terminal damage as he didn't move on the track, so that's a proper terminal damage for supercars. We are left with 13 drivers and 4 DNFs right now, and Jimmy's AI trying to have a go at Dan Super. I don't know what's going on with Jimmy's connection. They seem to be having problems. Kyle also pretty close right now to Hugo, but as much as he's close, while they all have DRS, it's not like you can do much about it, because the DRS train, the bad thing about it is that when you are in a DRS train, only the if you're behind, for example in this case Hugo, there's no way of catching up. So it only comes down to Hugo or whoever wastes his EIS to get them, if they want to get the move done. Speaking about who's closer to each other and who's not, Dan Super currently having quite a nice gap to STL3. You could try a move right now. It's the top of the pack. They're also trying to go for moves, but there's a DIS train in front. Here Dan Super has fresh air to go for. He's only got STL3 in front. He tries to go for the move. STL3 is not giving up just yet. They go side by side. The end of sector 2. STL3 trying to go quite a dive there. Dan Super in his switchback. STL3 has the DIS back on him as they go side by side still. That lets Jimmy and David catch up. Meanwhile, I'm gonna check if David needs an invite, because he probably does. Probably not. STL3 got the place back on Dan Super, as you saw. Meanwhile, Real Pixel spins. Yeah, there we go. David just sent me a message. He wants to join. Alright. Yeah, I know. It's just Jamie and David are having quite some issues today. I don't know what's going on with on their end. Real Pixel is just spawned, by the way. And that's not good, because he's also on hards. So if the hards get too much wear, it's going to be quite a pain to drive on them. David and Jimmy still fighting. Look at those two AIs trying to give their best for the for a 8th place now, not 7th anymore, after Dan Super managed to overtake them both. Dan Super trying to have another go at Destiny 3, as he's got another penalty. That's 6 seconds now worth of time penalties for track limits. At the top of the pack, we still have nothing happening apart from Kyle trying to go to get the move down on Apollo, but he did go a bit wide, so he lost quite some momentum there. It's not as easy as you would imagine to get past when you have a DIS train in front of you. The only one who could benefit from this is Hugo, really. He's still trying to keep the lead, as people will, medium runners will probably start to pit soon enough. This is lap 10. The mediums will soon start to create some tire wear issues for those drivers, so it comes down to whoever can keep their tires on temperature. David and Jimmy fighting still, but their AI is fighting, so yeah. So let's see if anyone here can pull out and move. David joins back. Let's see if this connection gives him any more problems now. Hugo finally going for the move there on Hilsey. On the outside he goes. Can he keep the lead? Hilsey trying to go for the switchback. He has a better run through the exit. He also has the IS and EIS to use to his advantage. He gains and gains to try and move to the outside line. This is a crucial corner to get right, otherwise you may spin. As he has a better exit, he has to think about where he wants to go though. He backs up for the moment, but he decides against it now. He tries to go for a move. Hugo runs wide, gets Apollo now, gets past the Red Bull driver. He's the only one on hards for the top 5. So he's gonna have, of course, a better run as he spins out. He goes right in time. He goes his right in time. Otherwise, that could have been quite a big impact there. Gets down to P5 now. That's what happens when you have too much pressure on yourself. Jimmy now getting dropped to P8 as David gained control back of his car. Dan Super pits. He's the first medium runner to pit. Kyle now having Hugo on his radar right in front of him, trying to get a move done on the Red Bull driver. He also got less EIS than Kyle, so then Super Miwa on hards he pits, gets dropped to B13. Now we'll see if he will probably have to push now to get to gain places now when others pit. Kyle though trying to go on Hugo once again. He did try once, but he failed. Now he's got the place that he wanted. He will have to keep it somehow though, as Hugo is not that far away, obviously, after the overtake. We're gonna see whether anyone here can pull a move. Hilsey now almost getting away from the second, from the DRS range, but he pits. And Kyle does the same. That's the perfect lap when to pit, I would say. Mikkel also pits. He also gets 5 seconds for spinning in the pit lane. And I don't know if that's gonna get removed or not. Probably not. Jimmy's AI also pits. And I would suppose they all pit for hards. Yes, they do. Apollo pits. Actually, Apollo doesn't pit, but gets 3 seconds for track limits. Apollo in P2 now. Brandon also pits as we speak. For hards. That means that Hugo didn't pit yet, but that's the perfect lap, because of course the mediums cannot go longer. At least they could go up to 15 laps technically, because the less you use them, the better it is. That puts Hugo in first, Apollo in second, Estina Cree now in third. He's still yet to pit though, just like Hugo, Apollo. David, he's still yet to pit, but he's an AI. Pillakers is also yet to pit in fifth. Real Pixel didn't pit yet, just like Monkey D. Bran, as Monkey D. Bran is now getting passed by Mikkel even before the DRS detection zone. And Monkey now has the DRS on Mikkel that he can use to his advantage to get the place on the outside line now. Perhaps Mikkel has a better run due to the fresher tires though, and he keeps the place for the time being. Dan Super also trying to defend from Real Pixel there. David just asked for another invite. David and Estina Cree now going into the pits. They will probably get dropped below P10, most likely. Bilakos also comes into the pits for hards. As Hugo and Apollo haven't pit yet, so this means that Kyle has to get the place on Hilsey as soon as possible, because that means he's gonna get the lead once Hugo and Apollo pit. Depends when they pit though, because Apollo is still on hards, so could get a benefit from a safety car too. It depends really. Jimmy, meanwhile, making the move on Real Pixels. He's in AI as well. Still in AI, because we don't know what's going on with his connection. Meanwhile, we have Apollo. Apollo actually spun. Apollo did spin. This means that it's not gonna be good. That's the tires just having the ending the life right there. Hugo now comes into the pits. Apollo still stays out. So Hugo, now it matters about where Hugo will come out. And I think it will be close between Jimmy and Real Pixel. Though Jimmy is an AI, so more of close to Real Pixel there. Then Super now sets up provisional fastest lap time of about 1:27.620, which he could be able to keep. Let's see, actually, he had quite a fast pit stop, and he came right in front of Dan Super, who now gets the place on him. And it's gonna be Hugo having gas now. And they're quite close, they almost had a contact there. Hugo now has the IS, which he can use to his advantage. He's on fresher tires too, not by a great margin, but still fresh tires to use. Real Pixel also pit for mediums, for fresh mediums. He's the only one on mediums, so he could have a could benefit really well from this. And right now the only two drivers close to each other, excluding Jimmy, who's an AI, are Bilakos and Hugo. Bilakis is about to go. Actually, Bilakis is also disconnected. How many disconnections are happening today? Cannot seem to find Bilakis actually. So yeah. Cannot find them, at least for now. Hilsey gets 3 seconds for track limits. So that's 8 seconds right now due to the 5-second time penalty. Monkey D. Brent spins. And he's one of the drivers who hadn't pit yet, so the spin came right in time, I would say. And that's unfortunate as well, because now he will probably get dropped to last at this point. And was gonna have to rebuild his race from now back. This is lap 16 out of 29, 13 laps left in this race. Hugo trying to have a go at Dan Super now to claim the place he's lost when he pit. Going on the inside, he's trying though to get the IS at the next straight. Dan Super not having the best of exits there. Hugo has a better run though. The IS fight opens down the second IS straight to go. Side by side they are. Mikkel is ahead of them, as you can see him 5 seconds behind Kyle, and Hugo claims to play them Dan Super, who's probably gonna fight it back. Has a better exit round. Cannot remember the corner numbers for real. Still has to stay behind Think where he wants to overtake, because contacts are not to be excluded on these types of tracks. Kyle now sets provisional fastest lap time. He'll still Dan Super's fastest time, 1:27.222 for Kyle in the Williams, trying to get the place on both Hilsey and Apollo. As we're about to reach the next DRS straight for the 17th time in this race. Kyle does have the IS, so does Dan Super on Hugo. Who is gonna get the move done on either Haas or Red Bull? Probably Dan Super is gonna have the move done on Hugo, as he's really close to Hugo right now. Tries to have the best exit he can. Hugo seems to be gaining though. He's trying to burn every last bit of the IS he's got. How's the IS? He's gaining on the Red Bull driver. Tries to go on the outside like he's done previously. We have yellow flags getting deployed in sector 1 for no reason. And then Super gets the place back like Hugo did just a lap ago. Just random yellow flags getting deployed for no reason, so just ignore that. Apollo now comes into the pits. David back in his car, trying to get it moved on Jimmy. That means that Hilsey takes the lead. Kyle gets second. Mikhail gets fourth. Apollo does go on mediums, and that's gonna be quite a fun ride for the Ferrari driver. As it's gonna be close between, yeah, he's came right behind the group formed by Aston Martin, David and Jimmy. So yeah, Hugo's trying to have another go at Dan Super. Those two are gonna fight until the end. Trust me. What's going on with my audio? Hold on. What's going on with my audio? Alright, I'll check 1 second. I mean, Hugo did manage to get the move down on Dan Super. Dan Super is probably gonna go back for gonna go at it again. I'm gonna check what is the problem with my audio, if my computer allows it, because I'd rather say if my Wi-Fi allows it. Oh yeah, I heard that. I hear that. There's weird noises. Let me see if he loads. Dan Super back on Hugo. Waiting for, yeah, I guess 1 second. Should be better. Let me know if it's any better. I don't know what is doing that. Okay. Good enough then. Alright. Sorry for the issues. So, where did I leave the stream then? Oh yeah, on Dan Super and Hugo fighting. Hugo seems to have kept the place from Dan Super. Apollo still trying to have a go at Aston Martin. Apollo is in fresh meetings now, so it's gonna have quite an easy way through. Aston Martin, see, he's now about to catch up to Mercedes driver, and also will have the IS on this straight now. Look at him, he's really close right now. This looks like an old battle between Ferrari and Mercedes that we had in 2018, and we all know how that went. Apart from that, Polo gets past Aston Martin quite easily there, as Aston Martin taps him on the rear there, and gets a 5-second time penalty for cutting the corner. That's the same thing which happened yesterday to Jack Letford, if I'm not wrong. Then free gave the place back to Apollo. Now he's gonna have to fight with David as well now. Probably gonna appeal that penalty, I would assume. As Kyle is also approaching to Hilsey, but not moved on so far. So Jimmy still in AI as he couldn't get a way to fix his issue about the Wi-Fi. David on lap 21 out of 29. David still trying to chase down S3 after the mistakes he's done there. Apart from that, Dan Super managed to get below a second once again, but he's quite far back from Hugo now. It's Brendan now. Brendan deployed the random yellow flag, I don't know what for. No, just random yellow flags getting deployed like that. I don't know why. And Super trying to go at it again, I guess. As Kyle is slowly approaching to Hilsey, so we'll probably have a shot of that once he's close enough. Then Super trying to gain on Hugo right now. He does not have as much speed as he would like to, and not as much as he has as he would like to either. They cannot do much about it. Kyle though could actually pull out a move next lap here. He's not that far away from Hilsey. Let's see how this is gonna go then. And Super is also quite close to Hugo. But the DRS straight, it will be in sector 2. Kyle's now 5 tenths behind Hilsey. Onto those couple of corners to which form sector 1 to then go on to sector 2. That's the DRS straight coming up right now. Kyle has got quite a lot of DRS to use while Hilsey's got none. And Kyle is opening up DRS right now to get the lead for the remaining laps of this Grand Prix. He's gaining and gaining to get that place. He's waiting then the second DRS straight. Let's see what he can do here. Hilsey burning his EIS, going onto the outside line now. He's getting past him even before the corner, and that's how he gets the lead, the provisional lead for this Grand Prix. Anything can happen from this point to the end. So it's not certain yet, but right now it's Kyle leading and Hilsey in second, who could try and fight the place back. But yeah, Dan Super still trying to get a move down on Hugo, and Hugo, look at that, he must manage to catch up to Mikkel. Mikkel now not only has to think about catching up to Hilsey, but also defending from Hugo, who's right behind them. And with them, there's Dan Super. Apollo also approaching quite fast though. He's just 4 seconds behind, and he has quite enough time to catch up until this race ends. Dan Super trying to go for a move right now. He sends it at the famous Verstappen-Hamilton corner last year, and that didn't work out as he expected, of course, as Hugo immediately took the chance to get the switchback done. Then Super probably getting a bit impatient there, but he's also got quite old tires as Hugo spins. That's quite a big mistake there. That's gonna cost him a lot now. Nelson Agri gets 3 seconds for track limits. Meanwhile, Apollo gets past Hugo now. That's an overtake done. Now he's gonna probably have to get up to where Dan Super is. Dan Super will. Mikkel now has less to worry about, I would say. But that's a mistake which will cost a lot for Hugo, and it wear is starting to be noticeable. Well, Chesmith is saying David and Jimmy being disconnected for so long is an embarrassment for the bottom four. Well, I would say so, but it's not due to it's not like they chose to disconnect it, you know. So they cannot make much about it. I tried to invite them, but they keep disconnecting when they join, so not much they can do. Oh, big crash! Also, David is back in his car. It's just Jimmy disconnected. Asina Creep apparently collided with David there, and he's now in P10. He's gonna have to fight his academy mates there. Bilkis is an AI, so nothing he can do. So both Austin Mountains basically disconnected. So yeah, Asina Cree having a penalty and not even gaining points because Bilakis is an AI and he's now disconnected from the session as well. I don't know if that's a connection problem, so I'm gonna try and invite Asina Cree back. And also Bilakis because he's appearing in the friends list now. Dan Super quite close to Mikkel now. Bilakis managed to enjoy Mac. He wasn't showing on my friends list firstly, so couldn't invite him. Nakri joined back. David, I cannot invite him, so he's gonna have to ask for an invite. Dan Super though now has not that big of a distance to cover to get to Mikkel. Mikkel has no EIS, same for Dan Super. Dan Super with the EIS enabled tries to switch on the inside, but wants to wait to get the EIS at the second EIS straight. He has a better exit, way better exit than Mikkel does. He gets the EIS enabled once again for the top three. The fight is for the top three here. He's got a penalty too though, so let's not forget about that. Mikkel trying to defend quite well. It's quite risky to go there as they both make contact. I knew that would happen there. Dan Super retires. Is that causing a safety car? It's a visual safety car. Visual safety car only for the moment. That's quite a silly mistake there. I knew that going side by side that close wouldn't go well. Safety car deployed. Virtual safety car upgraded to a safety car. Full course caution. Now this is where things start to really go wild at the safety car restart. And I suppose people are pretty much gonna pit now unless they want to stay out. As David is asking me for an invite. Well, it seems like no one is pitting, which is quite weird, not gonna lie. I would have expected more people to pit. Bilakos in AI, actually not anymore in AI, he's pitting for softs. The Real Pixel on mediums, Monkey coming into the pits for a fresh pair of softs. That's the only people who pit up, and Apollo also pit for mediums. The rest didn't pit. We're gonna have quite a challenge now to face. So, and also, the safety car is going to go in automatically at lap 27. So drivers have to manage to catch up to the safety car in time, as apparently Hilsey has been asked to let Kyle through. And Kyle will have to give the place back probably, but that's a glitch which happens with a safety car. If you don't brake in time and get ahead of your opponent, the game at times asks you to get ahead of the car. So now only thing Kyle can do is give the place back and yeah, just then go from there. Not much you can do at this point. We know what this game does when it comes to glitches. This game could win the most glitched game award. Perhaps. I don't know if there are any Wars games. As the safety car, as I told you, it's in his lap 27 out of 29. It goes in automatically, no matter what. As it's now, okay. It wasn't, but oh yeah, it's flashing yellow and green apparently. Love this game, not gonna lie. Now, it's a 2-lap sprint race. And we'll see whoever will take the win here. As it's green flag and we go back to racing. Kyle restarts this race, followed by Hilsey, Mikkel and Hugo. At the back, 3 seconds behind, we have David and Jimmy, Brandon, Apollo, Bilakis, Asinakri, Real Pixel and Monkey. As the IS won't be enabled anymore. Mikkel already struggling to get away from Hugo here. Hugo trying his best now. Hilsey does have a penalty of 8 seconds, 3 plus 5. So it's gonna be quite tough there. Monkey gets 3 seconds track limits now. He's in an last place, so doesn't really matter there. He could have got the place, yeah, on Real Pixel, so. And he now spun at turn 2, the exit of turn 2. We know the EIS because it all comes down to EIS usage. It's now gonna be the last lap in a couple of corners. It really matters here to whoever will take the most amount of points. So that means who will win. As Apollo is pretty close to Jimmy, who's ghosted. Not much to say right now, apart from the top 4 who's all close to each other. Hugo could pull a move at any time now. Apollo setting the fastest lap, 126.164 right now on mediums. But we'll have to see faster ones probably by other drivers. Hugo now trying to get the place on Mikkel, as he's using all the last percentage of EIS he's got. Mikkel's got none. He's going on the outside line here. Mikkel trying to stay on the inside for the next couple of corners. Depends on who has the best exit. Mikkel does have quite a weird exit there. He does not have enough EIS either to fight Hugo there, and he will have to take P4 unless something happens in the last couple of corners. As it stands, there's a few corners to go before we decide a winner for this Grand Prix. If we have a yellow flag, and that's Monkey the Brand again in Sector 1. As we come through the last series of corners, it was an AlphaTauri winning yesterday. Now it's a Williams which wins within the name of Kyle, I would say, wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix first round for Tier 3 in F1WL Season 8, followed by Hugo in 2nd, Mikkel in 3rd, David in 4th, Hilsey gets dropped to 5th due to the 8-second penalty he's got Jimmy in 6th, Apollo in 7th, Brandon in 8th, Essina Cree in 9th, Billacos in 10th, Real Pixel in 11th, and Monkey D. Brand spins off that famous hairpin once again to claim the 12th place. He's still not crossed the line, but that's his place. And we've got, of course, 5 retirements, then Super causing a safety car at the last few laps. David gets driver of the day in game, apparently. Most amount of places gained, that means, from the start. You can see the podium now, podium's cutscene. Congrats to Kyle for taking the win. That's a bit Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, followed by Hugo. And Miko. I'm gonna see the results in a moment as soon as the cutscene is over. That's your results then. Apollo claims the fastest lap and he will gain an additional point because he's in the top 10. 136.164. But as for the results, we have Kyle in 1st, Hugo in 2nd, Mikkel in 3rd, David in 4th, Hilsey in 5th, Jimmy in 6th, Apollo in 7th, Brandon in 8th, Esinakri in 9th, Billacus in 10th, rounding out your top 10 for today's Grand Prix. Outside of the top 10 we have Real Pixel in 11th, Monkey D. Brand in 12th, then Super in 13th, Supercars in 14th, then Danny Boy in 15th, Lewis in 16th, and Siberia in 17th. That's your final results for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Let me see, we don't have that much of time to host interviews. But yeah, I guess we're gonna end it here then. Thank you everyone for watching Tier 3, and we're gonna see you all in around 40 minutes for Tier 2, last race of today, of this weekend. So yeah, just see you all in 40 minutes. Bye for now.